Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the objectives for engineering decision making, that during the last 2 decades, there has been awareness in our world about limited non-renewable nature resources. So these limited non-renewable nature resources are energy and materials. And the limited renewable resources that has awareness are drinking water and clean air, etc. So, this led to the so-called Brunt Land Commission, a commission that is cited for renewable and non-renewable resources for growing awareness is Brunt Land Commission, and it was incorporated in 1987. So this led to the formation of the commission, which is the conclusion that a sustainable development is defined as a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It is defined as that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainable decision making is thus presently understood as being based on a joint consideration of society, economy, and environment. So sustainable decision making includes joint consideration of society, economy, and environment. So in regard to environmental impacts, the immediate implications for planning, design, and operation of civil engineering infrastructures are clear. Clear as in it is save energy, save non-renewable resources, and find out about recycling of building materials, and do not pollute the air, water, or soil with toxic substances, save or even regain arable land, and much more. So the for in regard to environmental impacts, implications are stated here, clear implications are stated here as we have to save energy, we have to save non-renewable resources. Then we have to find out about the different processes of recycling of building materials, then non-pollution of air, water, or soil with toxic substances, and saving or even regaining arable land, and much more. For civil engineering infrastructures and facilities in general, but not only for those, also the financial aspect is of crucial importance. In any civil engineering infrastructure, financial point of view or finance is very much important. So civil engineering infrastructures are financed by the public via taxes, public charges, or others. So how is the civil engineering infrastructure financed? It is financed by public that pays the taxes and public charges and others. So in the end, it is the individuals of society who pay and of course also enjoy the benefits derived from their existence. However, seen in the light of the conclusions of the Brundtland report, the intergenerational equity must be accounted for. So our generation must not leave the burden of maintenance or replacement of too short-lived structures to future generations, and it must not use more of the financial resources than are really available. So it has been stated here that our generation, the current generation, must not have the pressure of maintenance or even replacement because of the structures being too short lived. But the future generations must rather probably use more economical financial resources which are readily available or which will be readily available at that point of time. So in this sense, civil engineering facilities should be optimal not only from a technological point of view, it is not only civil engineering facilities are not only important from technological point of view, but also from a sustainability point of view. Next, societal performances and challenges. So during the last century, the societies of the industrialized world have undergone tremendous developments on several fronts. So this we have already seen how the world has been industrialized so much in the recent years. So as indicated, when the term the industrialized world is being used with is being used, and development is commonly understood as being associated with technical progress. So development is for the word industrialized world. Development is directly related or associated with technical progress, and this is a good indicator, it seems. So, however, it is interesting also to consider other indicators not directly related to technology. So, we can also consider other indicators which are not related to technology, despite of technological progress being a good indicator for societal performances, that is, for industrialized world, for tremendous developments. So here there is a figure, it's showing here the example as the development of the GDP, gross domestic product in Switzerland, and it is illustrated for the period of 1960 to 2002. As you can see how the GDP has increased each year starting from 1960 to 2002. So this is the illustration for the development of the GDP, that is the USD or per capita USD, the graph. Next, from this graph, it is seen that the growth of wealth has been tremendous and still seems to be stable. As we have seen, the growth is tremendous, definitely it is tremendous, and it is also stable. The curve is very stable. So the GDP is an important indicator of performance for a society, but shall be seen in the context of several other indicators such as the life expectancy, the literacy rate, and many others before a full picture can be achieved. So apart from technology being a good indicator, GDP is also an important indicator for a good societal performance. And along with GDP, there are several other indicators which are as life expectancy, literacy rate, and many others. So in order to understand the context of engineering decision making, also the development of life expectancy, it is shown in figure 1.2, which is this. Expectancy rate is given here from 0 to 80, and the year is allotted here is 1880 to 2000. See how the life expectancy has increased from 1880 to 2000. So from figure 1.2, it is seen that also the expected life at birth has increased significantly, which is very obvious from this graph, during the last century. And in fact, there appears to be a strong interrelation between the economical capability of a society and the expected life at birth. So the continued economic development depends on the transfer of knowledge from one generation to the next, as well as the acquisition of new knowledge in every generation. So economic development also depends on not only on expected life or economical capability of the society, but it also depends on the knowledge that has been transferred from one generation to the next. And also for the acquisition of new knowledge in every period of the generation. So the ability and willingness of one generation to acquire knowledge depends on the expected life of education. Okay, so sorry. The expected life. So it depends on the expected life at birth. So the expected life at birth is generally understood as an indicator of the level of education, the efficiency of the health system, and together with the GDP, it is strongly related to the quality of life. So how is the quality of life related? How is the quality of life can be improved? It can be improved by the level of the education that we receive, the health system and the efficiency of the different health systems, and also it depends on our GDP. So it is therefore apparent that the quality of life in fact has improved significantly over time. From this graph it is evident. So generally, it is a concern of how society can maintain and even improve the quality of life. On the one side, all activities in society should thus aim at improving the life expectancy, and on the other hand, on improving the GDP, resulting in the conclusion that investments in life-saving activities must be in balance with a resulting increase in life expectancy. So, all the activities in the society should improve the life rate or the life expectancy of a human, and also it should improve the GDP, which results in the investment of life-saving activities. And this life-saving activities must be in balance with the resulting increase of life expectancy. So at present, it is just stated that this problem constitutes a decision problem which can be analyzed using cost-benefit analysis. About cost-benefit analysis, we'll study in our upcoming units, as well as will be illustrated in the later chapters of this unit or of this book. So at present, C. Lin 2001, it is a paper quoted approximately 10 to 20% of the GDP of the developed countries is being reinvested into life-saving activities. So this life-saving activities includes public health, risk reduction, and safety. Furthermore, for example, in the USA, the economic burden of degradation of infrastructure amounted to about 10% of GDP in 1997. For reference, the paper is Al-Salam et al. 1998. So from these numbers, it becomes apparent that the issue of safety and well-being of the individuals in society, as well as the durability of infrastructure facilities, has a high degree of importance for the performance of society and the quality of life of the individual society. So as our GDP increase, or as these numbers increase, it becomes very convenient for the issue of safety and also for the well-being of the individuals in our society. So the well-being of the individual society, it also relates to the durability of the infrastructure facilities that we are living in, and it has a high degree of importance for the performance of society and the quality of life of the individuals, of the human beings of the society that we live in. So this was your Unit 1's first lecture. So that's all for this class. I want you to give your attendance in the chat box. Thank you. Also, I'll be sending you the assignment for this lecture in our uncertainty WhatsApp group. You can have a look there. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you all.
Ma'am, can we leave?